Adding dog bones in Fusion 360 can be a huge pain. In this video, I'm going to show you two methods, the quick eyeball method and the more professional copy and paste method, that make the process much faster and require no add-ons. Let's get started. Method one, I like to call the eyeball method. I'm going to select our 2-point circle and just click on the corner I want the dog bone to be and drag it out. Then I'll do this for every one of them. I click each one of them, then I just make them equal. There we go. I can dimension just one of them to my bit diameter. Now here's the part that's a huge pain in the butt. Most people will go through and they try to select each one of these little dog bone ears. Instead, you can just drag your selection window over your sketch and it will select them for you. Then click on the surface you want to go to and press OK. Now for a box joint, that's it. You're done. But if you're cutting a pocket instead of a finger joint like this, it'll grab the entire pocket. And let's just do that real quick. So when you go to extrude this, does some weird, really wonky things like pull in this whole area and not actually get our dog bones. So one thing you can do for that is we're going to double click on this and we're going to turn it into a construction line. When you start a sketch, Fusion automatically makes a silhouette sketch of the surface you're working on. So when we can turn that into a construction sketch, but now since it's a construction, you can click on each one of these. Then you can hide the sketch and tell it to go to the bottom. This method is perfect for getting cutting and getting on your CNC extremely quickly, but it obviously has some drawbacks. Eyeballing it means your corners won't be perfect, they'll just be close. But if you have 80 dog bones you need to make and you want every one of them to look perfect, that's where the copy and paste method comes in. So method two is my copy and paste method. What you're going to do is create a sketch on one of the axes, and then kind of out in space, we're going to draw a circle, and we're going to draw some construction lines. I'm going to draw a line that's not horizontal, but if it is, you can simply click on the horizontal constraint and press delete. And then two perpendicular lines from this point. I want to make these perpendicular and I want to make them equal. Then we can dimension our circle to whatever our bit diameter is, so 0.25 for this one. Then highlight, Control C, or you can simply right click and say copy, and then say finish sketch. Now we can do a new sketch on this face, and we're going to paste this 10 times because we need 10 dog bones. 1, 2, blah, 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 all the way down to 10. So Control V, enter, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that was right. I can move them. And then I'm going to use the coincident to get them all matched up to our corners. We'll do the collinear. Linear. And there we have it. Now we can do our same extrude by highlighting and going down to the next surface. Press OK. And you have a very simple method to get a lot of dog bones in place and organized as fast as possible. Here's a quick bonus tip for you that adds a lot of flexibility into the copy and paste method. So from that model, we had the line starting directly on the circle. But if you add a second line, you can add extra clearance or you can add some interference. So this way, if you're putting it in a pocket, it's going to fit, you're probably going to need a hammer to smack it in there. And if you do it more towards the inside, then you have a little bit more clearance. So it should fit in there just a little bit nicer and easier if you want more of a slip fit. Would have mentioned this little section right here. to 0.01. That looks good. Highlight, copy, finish sketch, paste. We'll drag it over. And this time, rather than selecting the coincident on the circle, you're going to select it to this point, this offset point. Then we'll do collinear for here. And now you can see that we actually have some extra space inside the circle so you have more clearance. And if you wanted to do it the other way, you could have more of an interference fit. Because you're copying the exact same geometry every time, every corner comes out identical. Same size, same position, relative to the corners. That's the real difference. iBong is faster to set up, but the copy and paste is faster to get clean and repeatable results once you get a lot of corners. Both of these get the job done, no add-ons required, but there is a third way I use on bigger projects, which is actually what I'm going to be using in here, where I don't draw 80 circles or even copy and paste 80 times. I draw 2. Then the best part is I can update it with parameters and it all sticks to the corners that they need. I'm building this into a full keepsake box in my next video where I'm going to break down exactly how these parametric setups work, start to finish. If you don't want to miss it, make sure you subscribe.